Welcome back, and today we're going to talk about money and more importantly how much it cost us to convert this Defender into the camper it is today.
And you know us, we don't mind sharing personal information, sometimes maybe a little too personal, but when it was suggested that we did a cost breakdown video, we were bang up for it, and we hope that this really helps with you guys building your own campers.
So first thing you need to know is how much we paid for the base vehicle, and if you've got a Defender you already know how ridiculously priced they are, and if you haven't got one yet then you need to sit down for this, because this is a 2011 with 132,000 miles, so you think it'd be reasonably cheap. We paid £16,500 for it, which I think personally is ridiculous. They're uncomfortable, they're not very nice to drive, they've got a terrible turning circle, but they're brilliant. They get you to pretty much anywhere you want to go, and they'll hold their value. So it might sting at the beginning, but they're worth the investment.
So the next most expensive thing, which is also utterly ridiculous, is the Alu Cab. And if you don't know, it's the coolest rooftop tent you'll ever see. And we think it's worth the money for two reasons. First is how easy it is to set up. Assistant, please will you demonstrate? Done. Second reason we think it's worth the money is because this panel here just pops up. So I've got a bedroom with a view, and it includes your lights and your mattress, and you can get into your bedroom from inside the vehicle, which is a big win for us. Also, this pops up so you get a full height living space in the camper van. They are an eye-watering £9,000 though, and it's an additional £1,500 if you pay the dealer to fit it for you. We did it ourselves, so we didn't have to pay that. One additional cost we did have though is because we've put so much load on the roof, we had to uprate the gas struts on the side to hold it open. So that cost us an additional £200, but if you get them through a dealer, it's more than £330.
So the next thing I need this list for, because as you can see, there's quite a few things on it, and this is for the vehicle mods for the outside. And this is my favourite part of it. This was my favourite part of the build, doing all this, because it's things like bull bar, winches, wheels, rock sliders, cases, roof rack, all the boys and his toys sort of stuff. So this came in at £4,972. I'd love to go for the whole list, but I'd be here all day. But one of the ways we saved money on this, I love trawling eBay, and like things like the tyres. I found the tyres for 500 quid. They were brand new, never used. The person ordered the wrong size, so we saved
£155.
£155. And the same with the winch. I got the winch for £400, brand new, never been used, and the bumper, I got it for £400. It should have been
£627.
£627. So that's how you save a lot of money. We saved £1,217, so brilliant.
So John's favourite bit was the outside. Mine was the inside. And for all of our fittings, so that's all our cabinetry, all our little buttons, the fridge, my little bin, all that kind of stuff, it came out at £1,697. My top tip for saving money inside for you is on the upholstery though. So we make all of our cushions out of old secondhand mattresses. So all of the cushion like material, and I've got some left over, only cost me 40 quid. And then the fabric that I did the upholsteries with, I actually buy ready-made curtains because you get really kind of like sturdy material, but it's quite cheap. So all the material to sew all of my cushion covers only cost me 40 quid as well. Next most expensive thing on our list is another Alu Cab product, and it's a 270-degree batwing awning. It sets up in seconds and gives you a huge outdoor space under cover, and they are £1,500.
So the next one on the list is electrics, and this includes solar panels, batteries, DC-DC chargers, MPPT controllers, inverters, battery cables, fuses, everything. So this came in at £1,328. And my two top tips for trying to save some money on this is you don't always need the best electrical gear. I used to buy Victron. You don't really need it. Like this Renogy gear, I don't really notice much difference, to be honest. So for bang for your buck, I'd go with the Renogy, which is a lot cheaper. And also cabling. If you buy red and black cabling, you'll always end up with loads of red or loads of black in the end because you don't always run them evenly. If you buy just black and just tape up the ends, red for positive, black for negative, you're all right. You're always going to use the same cable. I actually got a lot of stick from this, from one bloke, but it's common practice in the automotive industry. So that's my another top tip.
Next on the list is our plumbing fittings. So that's all of our water fittings and all of our gas fittings as well. It includes our water tanks and the water filtration system, outdoor shower points, all of that sort of stuff. That came in at £1,118. My top tip here for you for saving money is our water filtration system. So that cost us £220, which might sound like a lot of money, but actually it means that we can drink our water out of our tanks from anywhere in the world and know that it's safe. And when I was looking for a similar system that would be small enough to fit in this van at like the Abington and Allrad show and online, I was struggling to find anything for less than £1,000. So that's a massive saving. The other way it saves you is in the long run as well, because if you're having to buy drinking water, one, you lose storage space, but two, you have to pay for it. And when we were in Exmouth in Australia, it cost more per litre to buy drinking water than it did for fuel, which is just crazy. So that's my top tip for saving money on your plumbing stuff.
So the next one on the list is the most boring one on the list. Have you noticed Jess can do it without the paper as well? But anyways, it's consumables. So screws, glues, sealants, bolts, rivets, sanding pads, cable ties, spray paint, all the boring stuff, but you need to buy. And that come in at 300 quid.
So our next one down the list, and we're getting towards the end.
Whoa, do you need the list?
I don't need the list.
Are you sure?
It's locked high up here on the brains
well.
and the brawn, remember?
Well, put your money where your mouth is. Let's see if you can do it then.
So the next one down the list is linings, and it is £195 and includes things like the carpeting, remember my skill with that one, the lino, the insulation, those kinds of things. And that came out at £195. And my top tip for saving money for you here is to get your lino from the offcuts that they sell at the back of the store, because they sell it way cheaper than if you buy an actual length. And especially with these, you don't need much lino, so it will save you a fortune.
So the next one on the list, you've probably seen a fair bit because Jess always films herself on it, don't you, Jess?
Apologies again for that terrible viewing.
The toilet.
The toilet. And the toilet cost us £96 to make ourselves. So that's pretty good considering it's like separate. It's like £800.
I was going to say, we've just bought one for the sprinter we're doing, 800 quid for a toilet. Like, it's ridiculous.
It is brutal.
A toilet and a shower tray is coming at like 1,500 quid. Like, you could do a house one for that. Who says like van life is cheap?
Anyway, grumpy old whingy man. So the total price, drum roll please, for the build was £20,406. And then for including the actual van itself, so everything, that's the build and the van, another drum roll. That is a terrible drum roll. Is £36,906. So
not cheap.
No, don't think you're going to get a budget Defender build like this anyway.
Yeah, the only thing I would say is, like I say, with the Defenders, they hold their value well. So yeah, you're going to have to spend a lot of money, but you should be able to always sell it for what you pay for it. So.
And the thing is with this can get you places other things just can't. Do you know what I mean? Not just off-road, but even the fact that it's small. Like when we were in Croatia, you weren't allowed to park a van anywhere. So at least we would be able to visit places in this because we'd be legally allowed to park it.
Yeah, but one thing I would say with the costs of building it is all our labour's not in that. And I wouldn't say we're very savvy with buying, but we're very tight. So things like the roof rack example, you can buy a front runner roof rack, which is probably the best of the best out there. But I think it's like 1,500 quid or something ridiculous like that, whereas this was 800 quid. Same with the table on the back. Front runner table, I think it's 220 quid. This was 70 quid. I know they're not the same quality and the same as that, but I think if you've got to look at the whole build price because you can soon outdo yourself in the cost.
Mm-hmm. And obviously another thing, like John said, with the labour that doesn't cost us is that we build everything ourselves. So I sew all the upholstery, I sew, the back thing for all of our utensils and things. John fabricates all of our brackets and fittings and stuff like that, which saves a fortune.
One thing I would say is, though, the only way we learnt all of this is from YouTube. Mm-hmm. So, don't be put off by it. You can do it. If we can do it, you can do it.
We've literally taught ourselves everything. Yeah. So, like John says, if we can, you can.
Looking at the list there, are we?
I did check the list.
She's looking at the list.
Another thing that I have to, this one really is is painful for me because I give him so much jip about it. Oh,
What's coming? Come
I'm
on.
gonna have to do it.
Come on.
But something that saves us money is keeping stock of items.
Oh, yes.
So the fact that John buys like a multi-pack, a ridiculous pack of all the different size screws and puts them in all his loser little organising fish tackle boxes does mean that we save a fortune on buying packs of this for that just get chucked away and you don't use half of it, packs of this for another thing.
And also the fuel, like the amount of times, I mean, I don't know what like where you live, but we live quite a far way away from any screw fix, B&Q or anything like that. So yeah, it's just...
It does save money.
Yeah.
So, hurts me to say it, but it's true.
What's next on your list?
That's it. That's the
it.
list. So if you've got any questions, as you know, we're not shy. So pop them in the comments. Nothing's rude. Just ask us. And if you'd like a full breakdown of every single item and every cost of it, absolutely happy to share it. The only reason we haven't is because we would have sat here for 2 hours going, and brake pads cost, and a wooden spoon. Actually, I didn't put wooden spoon on, but you get the idea. It's dull. But I'll happily email this Excel spreadsheet to you. So just pop us an email. It's truebluetravellers@aol.com. It's written on our page as well. So we'll send that over to you.
So yeah, not cheap overall, but hopefully it will give us an adventure of a lifetime anyway. So come back next week and see where we are in it.